One thing I've been thinking about lately is that it's definitely time to get back to blogging. I think I've gotten this vlogging thing down. This is like the 30th day or the 30th episode for my vlog. So I know what I'm doing now with this and how to create it, how long it's generally going to take me to do. And now I know exactly how to add my podcast in. And now I think it's time to go back to adding the blog portion back in as well. So this is going to be very fun. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Today is episode 30 of the Big Rig Bull vlog. And I don't know what episode it is for the podcast, but what we're going to start doing, we're going to go ahead and record both of these things at the same time. Why not? Give them a double dosage of the goodness. So today's topic is going to be about the commercial driver license classes, endorsements, and restrictions for the state of Texas. So if you're looking to become a truck driver here in the state of Texas, there are a few things that you need to know. There are a plethora of different tests that you have to take. So we're going to just go over these things today as far as the endorsements and the restrictions. And, basically the three different classes of CDL licenses, A, B, and C. So what I've created here is a flow chart on the board that will show us exactly what class you will fit into if you're looking to get a CDL license. You may not actually even qualify for a CDL, or it may not be required for your particular situation. So let's just go ahead and mosey down the flow chart. So this is the determining class of CDL required. If you're listening on the podcast, just try to follow along, because obviously you can't see the board, so that's not really going to help you. Okay, the first question is the gross combination weight rating of the commercial motor vehicle that you're looking at 26,001 or more pounds? Okay, before we go to that, I really wanted to talk about gross combination weight rating. Basically what that is, it's the value specified by the manufacturer of the power unit. The value is displayed on the Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard Certificate. Or it can be the gross vehicle weight ratings of the power unit and the towed unit. The power unit obviously is the unit that is moving down the road. It has the engine in it. It can move. The towed unit is the thing that's being towed. So that should be relatively easy to understand. Going back to the flow chart though, the first question is the gross combination weight rating 26,001 or more pounds? Okay, if the answer is no, then you move on to is the gross vehicle weight rating of the power unit 26,000 or more pounds. Okay, if it's yes, then is the gross vehicle weight rating of the trailer or towed unit 10,000 or more pounds? Okay, if it is, then that's a Class A license, or that's a Class A CDL, and that's the one you're going to need for that specific job. Okay, so just to go back over that again, the first question is the gross combination weight rating 26,001 or more pounds? Yes, it is. Okay, so then is the gross vehicle weight rating of the trailer and towed unit 10,000 or more pounds? And if the answer is yes, then you're going to be in that Class A. All right? So just to stop for a second, the gross vehicle weight rating I put up here is the value specified by the manufacturer as the loaded weight of a single vehicle. Okay, that's the definition of a gross vehicle weight rating. But let's move along. So let's say that the trailer isn't 10,001 or more pounds. You said no to that, right? So then you come down here to the next step, and it asks you, is the gross vehicle weight rating of the power unit 26,001 or more pounds? And if it is, then you're in Class B. Are you following along? All right. If that is not true, if the gross vehicle weight rating of the power unit, which we already talked about what the power unit is, If that is not more than 26,000 pounds, then you have to move down to the next level. And you have two questions pretty much that you're asking yourself for the Class C CDL. And that's one, is the vehicle transporting hazardous materials in a placardable quantity? Okay? And if the answer is yes, that is a Class C license, right? Now, in order to qualify for a Class C hazardous material placardable quantity license, you're going to need to look at 42 CFR Part 73, and you're going to have a background check from the Department of Homeland Security, as well as a fingerprinting check, just to make sure you're on the up and up. Now, if you're not transporting hazardous materials in the state of Texas, remember we're talking about intrastate authority. Then you move down to the next step, and it is the vehicle designed to transport 16 or more passengers, including the driver? If it is, then you are right there in the lovely Class C license. If you are not, then no CDL is required, generally speaking, for the type of vehicle that you're trying to drive. All right? I think that's pretty clear. The only other thing that we want to briefly talk about is the commercial learner's permit and the endorsements and restrictions for the CDL. Now, the commercial learner's permit is commonly referred to as a CLP, just like the commercial driver's license is the CDL. Now, the thing about a CLP is that you're required to hold a CLP for 14 days before actually taking the CDL skills test. And a CLP, a lot of times, will have to be obtained by someone who's originally or for the first time trying to get their CDL license, for someone who's trying to modify or add an endorsement to their CDL. So if you just have a Class B and you want to add on an endorsement, then you're going to need to get a CLP, hold it for 14 days before you take the test. And additionally, if you are driving or operating that commercial motor vehicle with your CLP, you must have a licensed CDL driver who is properly licensed with the proper class and the endorsements and everything right beside you in that seat while you're driving that truck. I think that's pretty clear, and that's common sense at this point. But like I said, the last thing we want to talk about is the endorsements and restrictions for the CDL. Pretty easy stuff. We're just going to go down the list. So the codes are here. The codes are listed on one side. The endorsements are listed on the other. A T code on a license means that you are endorsed to drive a double or triple trailer. A P means you are endorsed to drive a passenger commercial vehicle. An N means you are licensed to drive a tank vehicle. H means hazardous materials. X is combination of N and H, which are tank and hazardous materials. And S is school buses. I think that's pretty easy to understand. The last thing is the restrictions. So if you have an M endorsement or restriction, on your CDL, that means you are entitled to drive a commercial motor vehicle intrastate only. If you have an L, that means you have no air brakes. You cannot drive a commercial motor vehicle with no air brakes. P is that a licensed CDL operator is in the front seat, pretty much for whatever class that you're going to be in. I mean, it may be all classes. It may be just up to Class B. It may be Class C. But that wraps up today's portion of talking about commercial driver's license classes. And I will see you again tomorrow. Hope you have a wonderful day. This is the Big Rig Bull signing off. Take it easy.